Never just collect money. These were the first words my grandfather said to me. When I heard this, I was stunned because everyone says, save money, collect it for the future. But my grandfather smiled and said, no, do not just collect money, but rather learn to grow the money. Let me tell you his story. In a small village lived an old man. People called him lazy because he did not work. All day long he would sit under a large tree looking at the sky and the road and weaving dreams. He would say, one day I will open a shop, one day I will buy cows, one day I will become rich. But that one day never came. He only dreamed, he did not work hard. People first used to laugh at him, then they stopped laughing and only felt pity for him. His wife, meaning my grandmother, Nani, did all the housework, cooked food and tried to take care of the family. One evening she said softly, dreams are beautiful, but dreams do not fill the stomach. We need money and work. Grandfather just nodded and said, someday I will find a way. Days passed, months and then years. Life became difficult. Food became scarce and the money almost ran out. One night, grandfather's young grandson came to him. The child was barefoot, thin and hungry. He asked slowly, Grandpa, do we have bread? When grandmother opened the cupboard, it was empty. No bread, no rice, nothing at all. Pain rose in grandfather's heart and tears came into his eyes. That night he understood that dreams alone cannot fill a family's stomach. The next morning he did what he had never done before. He began working as a laborer in the fields. The sun was hot and the ground was dry. He worked hard for hours, lifting heavy tools. His back would ache and his hands became hard. Every night he would return home exhausted. Grandmother would cook a little food, perhaps a few beans or one or two rotis. The grandson would ask, Grandpa, what did you get today? He would show his small earnings and say, this is little, but it is something. But soon he understood a sad reality. Money comes and goes. It all finishes on food, medicine and bills. But the problems remained as they were. The roof was still leaking. One day at a shop, he heard a person saying, the real secret is in saving money. Grandfather took a glass jar and hid it under the bed. Every week he would put a few coins in it. The clinking of the coins gave him hope. He would wear old shoes and stay hungry so that he could save money. Months later, when the jar was full, he took it to the market. He placed the money on the table and said, I need 3 sacks of grain. The shopkeeper shook his head and said, prices have increased. This amount is only enough for 1.5 sacks. Grandfather was stunned. He understood that the value of money had decreased and saving was a very slow process. That evening, he was sitting outside quietly when he saw the neighbors who looked prosperous. Then a small idea came to him. He asked his grandson, how would it be if we buy a cow? This time he did not wait. Instead, he acted. He bought a weak cow with his savings. The child began running around it with joy. Grandfather said, now we will have our own milk. At first, the cow gave a little milk. They drank some and sold the rest. With that money, they bought fodder for the cow and then bought another cow. Gradually, the cows increased and the money also began to grow. Grandfather now kept an account of every single coin. Soon neighbors began coming to them to buy milk. The house filled with hope. One day, he held a bowl of milk in his hand and said to his grandson, this milk is more powerful than the jar of money. Money can finish, its value can decrease, but if we use money in the right way, it grows like life. The grandson asked, so are you not lazy anymore? Grandfather smiled. No, my child, I have learned that never just collect money. Instead, learn to grow the money. He used to say that saving money is like holding water in your hand, but putting it into a business makes it grow large. Today, I am giving the same lesson to you. Never just save, instead invest and grow. A small beginning can change life.